Hey guys, I'm the Penguin Knight, and I'm going to be going over my list of MTG related Feel Bads. I've got 5 of them, and I'm going to be going up to number 1. So, as a disclaimer, these aren't the worst Feel Bads out there, but they are things that have happened to me. So, since they've happened to me, they're a little bit easier for me to delve into, if that makes any sense. So, hopefully some of you can relate to at least some of these things, and also, this is my first ranking video, so please cut me a little slack, and I'm going to move on to number 5. So, number 5 on my list is making misplays. Now, people make misplays all day, every day, but, some more than others, but specifically situations that are game-changing. Let's say I have a gutter snipe on the field, because that's what I play, and throughout the game, I'm just dealing gutter snipe damage and they're doing stuff. By the end of the game, they're at 2 life and they swing in for the lethal. And earlier that game, I missed a gutter snipe trigger. That means I could have won, but since I was incompetent and I forgot a trigger, I lost. That's a pretty bad feel bad. Worse in a top 8 situation, but it's on the list because it's feel bad, but it's number 5 because it's your fault, nobody else's, and you can't really do anything about it except try to get better at the game in that way. So I'm going to go to number 4, which number 4 is Mulligans, bad Mulligans. You could argue that that's based on misplays because bad Mulligans can be from really bad interpretation of the hand. But let's say I'm a control deck that needs lands, and you don't take no landers in my opinion. I don't think anybody takes no landers for a control kind of deck, but whatever. Let's say you really need the lands. You have a no land hand and you have to mulligan, and you get a no land hand from that. You mulligan to 5, no land hand. That is pretty much going to seal the deal. For the most part, you're going to be screwed, and you're probably going to lose that game. You might not, but it's either one of 2 things. It's going to be you had a bad land count, which is all your fault, and that's why it's this low on the list, or it's just really bad luck. But either way, you can't blame your opponent. They cut your cards, but that's not really reasonable to blame your opponent for that. It just happened. It's a luck-based game also, as well as skill-based, so, it happens. So I'm going to go to number 3, which is Whiny Losers. So Whiny Losers are people who lose games and say that they should have won, things like that. And it's hard to be around people like this because it makes you feel like your win wasn't valuable or valid or by any means. You feel like you should have lost, and some people can shrug this off and they just walk away, and others, and it just kind of sucks to be around these kind of people, especially when they're really bad. They pretty much rage quit from the tournament. Just sucks. So I don't know if you guys have ever had somebody rage quit from a tournament, but I think we almost had one last tournament. I don't know. I can't really recall, but they were pretty much, I think they did. So that was a 2-headed giant, and yeah, you pretty much get what I mean for that. So number 3, or that was number 3. Number 2 on my list is fast players. And I get nervous sometimes. I play kind of fast, and I can get that. But what I'm talking about is people who play fast, they just kind of know the rules really well. And it's not something maybe I should blame people for, but this is a situation I was in. I had a counterspell in hand. The opponent played a Snapcaster and really quickly said he was going to target something from the graveyard. And I said, I want to counter that. And, this happened so fast, and he said that it resolved already, so I could not counter it. And that made me really mad. And you know what? He got mana screwed, really, he got mana flooded from that point on. I feel bad for people who get mana flooded. I was so mad about that. I did not care. I was just you know what? I feel relieved for beating him. I was pretty mad about that. Maybe that was unreasonable of me, but things like that get me pretty mad. I get it. When you get into top 8, things can be like that, and especially in high-end tournaments, you probably should be a stickler, and you want to win, but it just really made me mad in that particular situation. So if that's number 2, and I was really mad about that, what's number 1, you might ask? So number 1, getting paired down. Now, this isn't as much anger, maybe it's a little anger, it's just sheer disappointment. Me and my friend Sam, we went to a two-headed giant for a pre-release, Dragon's Maze, and, you know, we lost the first game to some really good people, and that's fair. After that, we proceeded to play 3 more teams, we won all 3 of them, and, you know, we ended up getting paired down. And it really just is a big feel bad, you know? You really try hard. You know, I feel like I had fun, but we didn't get any kind of prize for all the effort we put into thinking and trying to really hard to win. And it's really weird how you can try really hard and you just can't get quite there. And, you know, that always sucks, you know? In a lot of places and situations, like being second place in a track meet, you know, whatever it is, it just kind of sucks, and it's one of the worst feel bads for me. So that was my list. Hopefully some of you guys can relate to some of those things, and if you'll be nice enough to leave a like, leave a comment. If you have any feel bads that I didn't mention, that'd be sweet, and I'd love to do more lists. I can probably think of some more things. So thank you for watching, and have a good time whatever you're doing. I'll see you next time.